You know what's funny? If you just drop dead right now, heart stops, lights out, curtains pulled for the final act. The world wouldn't even blink. Oh sure, maybe there's a brief ripple, a flicker. A few folks from high school you haven't spoken to in years suddenly remember you existed. They post some dusty picture they had to dig up from 2015. You know the one where you looked happy, smiling, untouched, manageable, and suddenly, for a few glorious scrolls, you're a tragedy. You're inspirational. You're someone they can't believe is gone. They'll slap a crying emoji on the caption, maybe even a dove, a halo, a quote about stars and souls and watching over people. Hell, they might even say something like, "Tell the angels we said hi, Utes." How poetic, right? How meaningless. Because once they've done their digital mourning, once they've wrung out that last drop of performative grief, swipe, gone, back to memes, back to thirst traps and TikToks and influencer drama, back to debating if pineapple belongs on pizza. And you become a timestamp. Last seen online, never again. A ghost in a grid of filtered lives. A blip between a dog video and a protein shake ad. You think you mattered? No, sweetheart. You were content. A brief spike in engagement. A sympathy boost in their algorithm. You were never the person. You were the story. And stories? In this age, they expire fast. The world's a machine. Cold, clinical, efficient. It doesn't grieve. It resets. You die, and it shrugs. The sun still rises. Emails still go out. Your boss sends a "per our last conversation" email, not knowing you'll never reply. Your phone buzzes with app notifications from a life you're no longer living. Spotify recommends a playlist. Too bad you're not around to hear it. And the worst part? The punchline of this cosmic joke? You played along. You wore the mask. You watered yourself down to be liked. You smiled through pain so others wouldn't feel inconvenienced. You begged silently for someone to really see you, to recognize the storm behind your eyes. And what did they give you? Thumbs up, laugh reacts, LMFAO. You're too real for this Wade. Real? You were too real. So they ignored you. Too real doesn't trend. Too real doesn't sell. And now you're just a memory in an algorithm. A face frozen in grayscale. A hashtag. A post people skip past with a tight-lipped, "Damn, that's sad," before clicking on a makeup tutorial. And that is just hilarious. Because the joke isn't that they forgot you. The joke is that you thought they wouldn't. They don't love you. No. They love the version of you that makes them feel good. The safe version. The agreeable little puppet that smiles on command. The one that never talks too loud, never asks too much, never shows too many teeth. They love you when you're convenient. When you fit the mold. When you play your part in their carefully curated little lives. But start to crack? Show weakness? Bleed in front of them? Now you've ruined the illusion. Now you're too much. Too loud, too broken, too real. And what do then? They flinch. They look away. They scroll past like your pain was a typo. They ghost you in real time. Because you're suffering? That's not the content they signed up for. No one wants to see the messy truth behind the mask. So tell me, why? Why in the hell are you still wasting your one-shot, skin and bone miracle of a life trying to be liked by people who wouldn't even show up at your funeral? Who'd hear you died and say, "Damn, that's crazy," anyway, then go back to microwaving their leftover pizza and checking their notifications. You think kindness earns you a statue? Kindness gets you forgotten. A footnote. A "wasn't he nice?" followed by a shrug. No one remembers the polite, the meek, the forgettable. You know who they remember? The ones who set the room on fire and laughed while it burned. The ones who shattered expectations and walked out with blood on their boots and a grin that said, "Yeah, I did that." You want to be remembered? Don't be kind. Be unforgettable. Be the itch they can't scratch. Be the name they whisper with a chill in their voice. Etch yourself into their memory like a scar that never heals. Make them flinch when they hear your name. Make them miss you like a nightmare that wakes them at 3 a.m. and doesn't go away when the lights come on. Because in this pretty little prison we call society, being liked is just a leash, a trick, a collar they snap on you with every fake smile, every lull, every time they say you're not like other people. But being unforgettable, that's freedom. That's raw, untouchable power. That's what keeps your soul alive long after your body's gone. So go on. Stop asking for a seat at their table. Flip the damn thing over. Paint your name in fire. And when they try to rewrite the story, make sure, be the storm, not the drizzle that gets ignored. Not the quiet little drop that slides down the window pane while people sip tea and talk about the weather. Number, be the roar. Be the pressure shift that makes the air go still before all hell breaks loose. Be the thing that turns heads before it strikes and shatters peace like glass under a steel boot. Be the one they should have seen coming. The one they mocked until their walls started shaking. The one they labeled unstablerite up until the ceiling caved in. Let them call you dramatic. Let them whisper too intense when you speak truth that stings. Because when the storm rolls in, nobody remembers the forecast. They remember what got leveled. You see, in this painted-on, pixel-perfect world of masks and mirrors, you've got two options. You're either the entertainment, the fool in the corner, juggling for scraps of attention, or you're the reckoning, the punchline, the one that ends the joke with a silence too loud to ignore, the truth that doesn't ask permission, the blow that lands so hard it echoes long after you've left the room. You want mercy? Try the next life. You want applause? Try performing for people still asleep. But if you want to be remembered, if you want to haunt their thoughts in moments they don't expect, then stop shrinking. Stop deluding yourself so you'll go down easier. You were never made to be a flavor everyone likes. You were built to be a force. So laugh louder than their doubt. Burn brighter than their comfort zone allows. And when they tell you to tone it down, to quiet your fire, to calm down because you're making people uncomfortable, grin, wide, with every tooth and every ounce of defiance in your bones, because they don't realize it yet, but they summoned the very thing they fear. They thought they were dealing with a drizzle, but now they're standing in the eye of a storm with no name and no way out.